Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel, everybody. And it's a match reaction to Leeds United winning at Middlesbrough on Tuesday the 8th of April. First away win since late February for Leeds when Leeds beat Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. And that is the fourth attempt. First win in 4 away games for Leeds. We're now unbeaten in 5, but it's a first win in 4, and we're going to speak about it here in this video. So remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to. Just a note, thank you very much to the new subscribers. Hope everybody continues to enjoy the channel. Share it if you like, tell your friends and all that kind of stuff. And get involved in the comments there below and in the discussion on the game last night. Did you go to Middlesbrough, to the Riverside, to watch Leeds United win? Or did you watch it in any other means? Also, Middlesbrough fans, any of you watching, everybody's welcome here. Give me your thoughts on your team. Can you still make the playoffs after last night's defeat, or are you a little bit despondent now? Obviously, Coventry can overtake Middlesbrough when they play tonight. As of record, they have a home game against Portsmouth to contend with. But anyway, Leeds United go back to the top of the table despite the best efforts of the officials, and in particular one particular linesman who absolutely had a shocker, didn't he? Absolute shocker. I mean, if we take the game, obviously there was a few changes to the Leeds United side. Ila Gluev came back in for the injured Joe Rothwell. I think otherwise, Ampadu switched to the back. Pascal Strout looks like he's out for the season. So we'll see the red wall, as Daniel Fark calls it. It's a great partnership, to be fair. Ethan Ampadu and Joe Rodon at the back for Leeds, probably till the end of the season. Also, I would expect to see Mr. Carl Darlow continuing goal to the end of the season. Obviously, Melier has got us to the point, but it was the right call to sack him. Not to sack him, sorry, to bench him. And Carl's done quite well since he came, into the starting 11 at Luton last Saturday. He got a first clean sheet of the season at Middlesbrough last night, so he'll continue in goal for the foreseeable. I'm pretty sure of that. And yeah, a bit of continuity to the back line can't help. Can only help, should I say. So let's hope for that. No injuries, no suspensions or anything like that would help. And yeah, obviously it's a great start for Leeds. We see it often. Leeds, start well. We started well at Ellen Road against Swansea City a couple of weeks ago. It came to just a point. This time Leeds saw the game out, and it was a lovely goal from Dan James. He did well, showed a bit of hunger and desire to get there. Wasn't the prettiest of finishers, but you don't win more points for as aesthetics at this point of the season, at any point in the season. Obviously scored a wonderful equaliser at Luton on Saturday. This one was more of a scrap, but he did well to get above the defender, beyond the defender, stick his toe in, and he gambled. He bought a ticket to the lottery, to the goal lottery, and he said, I'm going to see if this one goes in, and it certainly did that. Beat Travis in the goal, looped up past him into the back of the net, and Leeds went 1-0 up inside 2 minutes of the game, and that ended up being the one and only goal. Obviously, like I said at the top, despite the best efforts of the linesman. And let's talk about the linesman, because I've put on sack the lino, as the header, in the thumbnail. But let's be honest. I think I've seen Mark Clattenburg, former Premier League referee, talking about it today, saying it was ludicrous. Obviously paraphrasing, ludicrous. Those diabolical decisions he made, and of course they were. Of course they were. We went 1-0 up early doors. And, it's Ayo Tanaka who puts the ball in from close range. He's not offside. And then in the second half, Pat Bamford, of all people, former Middlesbrough striker, of course. I think everybody had forgotten about Pat, but we will speak about Pat just after this. It was a textbook Patrick Bamford goal for me. Peeled off the defender, lovely, well-timed run to Willie Nonto's lovely through ball. Put it in first time, wasn't it? through the goalkeeper's legs, slid slid it under into the net. But his joy was short lived. But I'd just like to congratulate Paddy Bamford. He's got 200 up for Leeds, 200th appearance for Leeds United last night, and he's come back just at the right time for me. A lot of people, including myself, had written him off and probably forgotten about him, and I don't think he will be at Leeds next season. But he's fully focused on the running and he's putting his all in, and he was hungry for it last night when he came on. Really, really great desire to win the ball, to chase every ball, to put himself in as a nuisance for the defenders, and he certainly did that. And he should have been rewarded with a goal last night. It was wrong for the official to rule it out. Mad that he is also in the last 2 months given chalked off 2 other legitimate Leeds United goals. So that's 4 goals in 2 months he's chalked off for Leeds, which is quite incredible, really. And if we didn't win that game, there would have been pitchforks, out for that fella. I think, wrongly, he would have had to sort of guard himself, really, because that was really poor officiating. He was clearly on Bamford. AO was clearly on in the first half. That would have seen us to a comfortable win. In the end, the results are saying we get the 3 points. A couple of more goals added on to the goal difference would have been a bonus, but our goal difference is healthy anyway. But it was a real clanger both times from himself. Obviously, like I said, previous to that, he chalked off Yol Perot's goal at Ellen Road. Is a lovely goal, interchange with Aronson, and put the ball in at Ellen Road in the Millwall game. Obviously, we ended up winning that one as well. And way back in early February, he chalked off the Willie Gnonto really late goal, which again was just ludicrous, really. So he needs to go back to linesman school or whatever it is they go to, because that was really, really poor. But otherwise, Leeds United were well worth the win, battled for it, and Boro had the chances, had the possession, but ultimately Leeds United stuck the ball in the net and that was it, and Middlesbrough couldn't do it. And yeah, the quality just ran out last night, and it was great to see, because Leeds United win is something we haven't had been able to say for nearly a month now since the Millwall win at Ellen Road. So yeah, delighted with it. Back to the top of the league. Obviously, Millwall did us a favour last night and beat Sheffield United, but we can't rely on favours from other teams. Obviously, Derby got a 0-0 draw as well at Burnley, which helps us out again as well. So we sit on goal difference ahead of Burnley now. We're going into Preston. It's another lunchtime kickoff, dreaded lunchtime kickoff, but it is at Ellen Road this time. So hopefully Leeds can get up for it against former boss Paul Heckingbottom. Preston not really doing much, neither here nor there, are they, as they usually are, this time of the year. But we'll preview that, later on in the week. So yeah, look, excited, for the win, delighted for the win as well, and very much important. But there's something about Leeds United in that electric kit, isn't there? Something about that kit, we don't seem to lose in that kit when we play in that one. It's a lovely shade of blue and purple, but it seems like the boys enjoy playing in it as well. As for Boro, they're still in the top 6, but like I said, Coventry can overtake them this evening. How are you feeling, Boro fans, about the playoffs? Can you make it? It's so tight. Obviously, we want to avoid the playoffs, don't we? You know what I mean? And as it stands, we are doing exactly that. Interesting to hear Daniel Farke talk about Ao Tanaka. He was visibly emotional after the full-time whistle, crying his eyes out on the Middlesbrough pitch. Obviously put an effort in, put a real shift in there. Should have had a goal, like we said. But interesting to hear Farke talk about him afterwards, saying that he was in tears in the dressing room at Luton. He couldn't understand why the fans were giving him a little bit of jip. He has been a little bit off it as Tanaka of recent times, but he set himself such high standards. It's a noticeable drop off from what the standards were, earlier on in the season. But hopefully he can get back to those standards, in the latter end of the season as it comes into the last 5 games now. Leeds fans. It's tantalisingly close, but yeah, oh so far away still, isn't it? We still need to just grind out the results, and we'll be there. We'll be there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. They're all calm today. Obviously, it always is after a win, isn't it? You know what I mean? You feel a lot better after Leeds United have won a game of football, don't you? But thank you very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.